So I'm watching live footage and Rumble. And so I'm able to discern patterns of the names. So Kenneth could possibly be Kenneth Branagh, who's the Shakespearean actor, because this has to do with the Rosicrucians and the Atlantean legacy. Then Benjamin Franklin, sunset, the sun goddess. The Santa Ana winds. I live here in Santa Ana. Santa Ana is a patron saint of mine, and through this new transition into this new world, and she's in charge of Santa Ana winds. Now, she's also the same Anna as in Louisiana, and then the Santa Ana winds started from Nevada, which is where the attack where Elon Musk and Donald Trump attacked me. And so that's why the Cybertruck exploded in front of the Trump Tower, which was not far from where I lived, where I suffered this attack. While he was president, he held me and they kidnapped my kid, and there was this deep state conspiracy to take what was to be mine and make it seem like that I'm not to take my position in this world was to create this new world order, capital Earth, which is why his vice president's name is VANCE. So that's from my name, Vanessa, VAN, and CE from capital Earth. Same for his, even his text numbers is my birthday, 82 backwards, because that's the way the alternate reality that he's using, which is Gangster's Paradise, reads. So the number 82, they used 82 to get in. So my birthday's 28, and 80 also. My birthday's 80. These are just some of the things, but so the Santa Ana winds started in Nevada, and this is where the attack happened, and so the Santa Ana winds came from Nevada into California. Now, the events in California were because they were trying to hold me in some sort of suspended animation, keep me in an electrified field in order to create this alternate reality. There was gaps in time, and excuse me, it's kind of upsetting. So when I was in Costa Rica and in the jungle, I suffered a major attack where they've been putting this hate Nazi war on me. They put me in war. They hacked some sort of my hologram and had presumably my body as if inverted and mirrored, connected to me at a short distance from me, but they were somehow inside of it and manipulating it. And they forced me into warlike circumstances and warlike events, at which I end up understanding it eventually was what I call the upcycling war protocol. They ultimately would push the Nazi World War II war onto me because they needed to. This is this dimension these interdimensional beings use that doesn't exist. That this is how they use the upcycling war protocol in order to manifest themselves into this world. This is a big secret nobody knows about. And so they were pushing the war onto me, and they pushed the war onto other Americans, which is what we see here. This is what I've been fighting with them for the last 8 years. They've been trying to hide it. There's evidence of this on Pitch Perfect 2. There's evidence in other areas of which they're not telling you. But basically, instead of using this to recycle war and use World War II and World War III together. They're using it as an alternate reality in order to gain political, to have social media influence, to have their name prominent, to have their names sold, their brand names sold, to get into office, to have some sort of global control. And I kept insisting this place doesn't exist. What you are saying that you want, it does not exist. And they were forcing this kind of, it was like a rip in space time. It was just this terror. They would kept pushing and pushing, and the thing that they wanted, and the place they wanted, I told them it just didn't exist. And for example, even a couple years ago, there were more there were more mass shootings in the United States in the month of January than there were days in the month of January. This is because, again, they're using the government in an area where there should be no government, a new day is upon us, a new socioeconomic system where all this new dollar and this new economy and this new world exists. And they're lying to the people about this revolution. They want to maintain control. And it comes that then they've been using Hollywood celebrities in Hollywood. They've been using the Victoria's Secret model, the Hollywood Universe pageant, and Hollywood celebrities, musicians, and so on and so forth, and famous social media stars, in order to have this elite power that they are actually in fact stealing. They've stolen intellectual property from me. They've stolen all my ideas, and they took me into court, took my kid, and then said try to isolate me from society. And I've discovered the mechanisms that they use for mind control. I'll go to anywhere, and as soon as I sit down, everybody walks away. There's nothing, I look like a regular person. There's no reason why anyone should or shouldn't be walking away from me. So then I started to realize, I'll go places, and it's like, it'll just be empty. My phone doesn't call, my email stopped. I used to run a newspaper, and my emails and my phone was buzzing all day, and it stopped one day. And I started to realize, all these things where things just weren't going the way that they should. Like, the opportunities that I was out there working for weren't showing the kind of results that I feel like they should have. And soon enough, I started to realize that these beings are actually feeding off other people's success. If you see that movie Wish, they even popped bubbles of quantum bubbles from my head, and we're using this. So they're using people's wishes. They're creating a general sense of, I'm even seeing how people react to things instead of being overwhelmed and emotional. Their voice is flat and unemotional. You start seeing how these conditioning mechanisms affect their real reaction to real life events, and the way at the level that they should respond to things.